Breaking overnight, a man is dead after police say he was shot after allegedly forcing his way inside to his ex-girlfriend's home.
And so that shooter, according to HPD, is the woman's new boyfriend. As ABC 13's Chaz Miller explains, the story didn't stop there.
This actually ended, according to HPD, with the police chase with speeds that went over 100 miles per hour. It all started, they say, behind me with a 911 call a little before 1 o'clock this morning. This happened on Saddle Rock near Ella on West Gulf Bank. Police say they got a call from a woman whose boyfriend advised her to hide in a closet after two men tried to enter the home.
The suspects, two of them, came to the front door. They kicked in the front door and made entry into the residence, at which time the current boyfriend fired multiple shots, striking one of the suspects. The suspect was later identified as the ex-boyfriend of the female victim that was hiding, and was pronounced by the Houston Fire Department deceased here on the scene.
That lieutenant said the surviving suspect then took off in a Jeep that was spotted a couple of minutes later.
At the 2600 block of Frick, which is a dirt road, they went off-road, ended up into a bio, where they ended up catching the suspect at 12:58 this morning.
The two people inside of that initial house, the man and the woman, they were not injured, according to that lieutenant. No word yet on whether or not charges will come.
And those new details in the deadly shooting of a teen in the Kearns High School parking lot. A suspect has now been arrested. Police say it started with the intent to sell champagne bottles early yesterday morning. Brandon Ray Hollins was identified through surveillance camera footage of his car, which was tracked to his home in Murray. He was also seen on doorbell camera video. Hollins is being held without bail on murder and aggravated robbery charges.
It was all peaceful at home, and then a drunk guy shows up, and that's when he gets in his car, backs up, and then angles straight to drive straight into me and my wife.
A man drives his car into a crowd of people outside a Lee County home, nearly killing them. They open fire as he drives away.
Lee County deputies arrested the man on Maravilla Circle off of US 41 last night. Neighbors pinned him down after he drove through the crowd. Gulf Coast News reporter Kendall Brandt is there live after speaking with the victim, who says this could have been even worse.
Yes, this is the driveway where a man drove straight at three people Sunday night. The father who lives in this home tells me that the man behind the wheel of that car was a former tenant. He says he was able to push his wife out of the way of the car just in time.
Last night we were just chilling, and drunk guy pulls up and just starts barging into our house.
That's how Daniel Siri says a terrifying situation began outside of his new home on Maravilla Circle off of US 41.
And that's when he gets in his car, backs up, and then angles straight to drive straight into me, my wife, and the other tenant who was also here as well. Luckily I pushed him out the way, but I got caught in the middle and I got pinned down on one leg between the car and the house.
He says his landlord's son then shot the driver, Eduardo Lando Matamoro. Terry Lockley lives down the street.
I heard there was 17 gunshots. There's a whole bunch at first, and then there was 4 at the end, just kind of bang, bang, bang right at the end.
Where's the gun? Who? This one? Black shirt.
Lee County Sheriff's deputies arrested the driver shortly after he was shot. Are you going to sleep a little easier tonight knowing that that man in custody?
100%, yeah. I mean, it's nothing you expect that to ever happen, but somebody who just does that impulsivity just should not be out on the streets.
Now, Siri tells me that driver used to live here and was coming to the house to gather some former belongings. Now, Lando Matamoro is being charged with 3 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Live in Fort Myers, Kendall Brandt, Gulf Coast News.
Are investigating a domestic-related shooting. One person was injured over the weekend. An incident report says officers found a man in the driver's seat suffering from a gunshot wound. During an initial investigation, officers learned that the passenger, an off-duty Mount Pleasant police officer, and the suspect were involved in a verbal argument which escalated into a physical altercation involving a gun. According to the report, the man was shot during the struggle for the firearm. The victim told police that the two have been in a romantic relationship for 2 years, adding that there had been multiple domestic incidents during the relationship that have not been reported. North Charleston Police Department officials say no charges have been filed and the investigation continues.
At 5:30, 2 people were facing felony charges after a shooting in Des Moines last night. One of those charged is the man who was shot. This is all starting when police responded to a call of gunfire near the intersection of Clark Street and 32nd Street. Officers found a vehicle matched to description by witnesses and were led on a chase. Well, that ended a crash at the intersection of M.L. King Jr. Parkway and Meek Avenue. Now, one of the people in that vehicle, 33-year-old Demetrius Miles, had a gunshot wound. At the same time, a man called 911 and reported a self-defense shooting. Police say evidence indicates that Miles and 34-year-old Christian Good approached the caller. Miles had a handgun. The victim, lawfully armed, shot Miles. He is not facing charges. Miles was taken to the hospital but was booked into the Polk County Jail this morning.
If the criminal does not fear the police, a judge, or prison, he must be taught to fear his victims.